Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 10 properties. And so to start us off, we have 318 Laurier number 20. It's a 224.9. And you can see these little notices on the door, which means bank sale. And so bank sale, everybody loves a bank sale. I want a foreclosure. I want a power of sale. The thing to remember about bank sales that a lot of buyers don't know is is what happens in Canada. It's called a power of sale. So the owner doesn't have the money to pay the mortgage. The bank comes and says, we're going to sell the house. They're going to take whatever's owed to them as the bank. The remainder the owner can have. So it's much different than a foreclosure where the bank is actually basically trying to take the home away from the owner. And it's a much longer, more expensive, and yeah, it just takes way more time. So in Canada, power of sale, nice and quick. The bank basically just calls it a wash on their books after they pay expenses, and the owner walks away potentially with a little bit of equity there, if there is. So here's the deal with this one. So the thing about that is if the owner comes up with the money on the last day, there's a schedule that the bank makes you sign that says that he gets the house back. So you might be left without a house. Now, do many people come back and pay off their debts to the bank? Not really. Okay, so you're pretty safe, but there's always a risk there. Now, they don't warranty anything. Everything is as is condition. Okay, so these are just some of the things you need to know to deal with power of sales. And the bank can be terrible to deal with. There's long processes of sign back and negotiation and everything else. Now, when you look at this price of $224.9, it is a very, very strong deal. It's going to attract a lot of attention. It might even be in competition, and it might take 5 or 6 days for them just to sort out all the process. Anyways, it's $291 on the maintenance fees, and you can see down here no representations or warranties. So those are all things to, if you're curious about bank sales, definitely get in touch with us and we can walk you through some of the things you need to know and even show you some sample offers and things that you might see from the banks. Now, 1379 Costigan number 407 is at $264.9. It's a 1-bedroom with a really nice view. In the past, we've seen some of these models that have sold a little bit less than this. Nice dark cabinets here. Those are 9-foot ceilings, so they have a nice appearance when you come in. There's good dark hardwood floors here, and a little harder to sell a vacant unit, but sometimes with condos it does give you a better sense of the space. The master bedroom is actually a really nice size. It's about 15.5 by 10.6. Granite counters, all the rest of it. $221 a month on maintenance fees. There's not a lot of building amenities on this one. There's talk that there's other buildings being built in this little area here, and then maybe at some point they're going to have the gym and the common areas and everything else. But for now, it looks like this one is just sort of an island unto itself, and if you like bare bones, not a lot of extras, then it might be the one for you. Ferguson number 104. $319 is the price on this one, and it's okay. I mean, it's got some nice colors. I like the backsplash here. I would have changed that hood fan. We talk about that a lot on Daily Homes. And so you've got, looks like more of a Berber style carpet. And you really only have one option here, is that you have one couch, or you might have a little bit of a, like a smaller, like an L-shaped couch, because your TV can only go here. Your TV can't go on this side. It can't really go in the open area here. It can't go by the kitchen. So everything that you're doing in your family room has to revolve around this here. So it can be a little tricky to lay out your furniture sometimes. And a bed goes here. It's almost like a country song. And everything looks okay here. We had a big sale. We had a bit of a lag where not much sold in this complex, and we had one really good sale, and then this one's listening more to the most previous information there. So anyways, 2 bedrooms. I think it compares reasonably well to some of the Mattamy stuff, like you see this one here on Deverell. The only thing about the Ferguson one is there's a $46 per month fee for snow removal, for garbage removal, which at $46 a month, that's about $10,000 on a mortgage, plus or minus. So I look at that $319 and I think $329. This one here on Deverell's $335, and a bit of landscaping outside. There's no photos. It's a 2-bedroom, 3 washroom. It's 1,356 square feet. Edwards is 385, and they basically did my job for me because they showed you, even though this is Regional Road 25, that's basically Derry right there. Okay, so this one sides onto Derry. You're going to hear noise from that road. Inside, I don't know if it really wows you. It's got sort of again, it's not older furniture. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of zip to it. It does look like part of the basement is finished, potentially just a rec room. It's about 1380 square feet, and 385. The road is the X factor on this one. We've seen some models on busier roads, even siding onto busier roads, that haven't really taken the hit that I would have expected them to take. So it'd be interesting to see what that one does. I mean, 370 is basically entry point for a semi-detached these days, and with them having the finished basement, it might just be extra space that someone keys into. So 610 Holly is 405. This is on the first floor. When you walk in the front door, you've got an extra room here. Downstairs, you've got your laundry, you've got the entrance to the double garage in the back. Good kitchen layout here. And then you've got a room in the front there. You've got 3 bedrooms on this one. And that is the deck basically above the double car garage. So you can see this one over here. It's got a deck, and then it has the double car garage. That's what's underneath this. The cedars really add to the privacy because you really are overlooking a bunch of your neighbors on this side. It can be one of the cheaper options for a double car garage in Milton. And Hobbs is at 420. It's about 1550 square feet. Pot lights, very nicely done. Nice decor here. The only thing, no, finished basement too. Hobbs has really experienced a lot of competition. I mean, if you look in this row, there's a lot of them for sale, even on the other side. So for some reason, Hobbs just tends to be a street where there's a lot of signs at the same time. It's around the 5-year itch when most of them are, I guess, coming up for their mortgage renewal or whatever. I mean, they were built about 5 years ago. But anyways, the competition on the street, there's one over at 335 Hobbs, finished basement, backs onto green space, a little bit smaller than this, but it's at 399. You know, there's been even the one that we have at the end of the row at 421, 2 homes away. Doesn't have the finished basement, but it's an end unit, and it's very similar in the size, and we're at 405. So it's one of those things, they might be a little bit high, especially given the competition. You always look at what else is sold, but you also look at what you're competing against now. And we always talk about buyers being comparison shoppers, and so you really have to be the best value to a buyer in order to really stand out. We've got this one on Hepburn here. Hepburn is a bit of a busier street. 5499, and it's one of those split level homes where you've got 5 stairs up, 5 stairs down. That's your family room, and then you've got your kitchen. It kind of looks like an upland, but these can be hard to tell the difference. Normally they're about 2400 square feet. This one is a 4-bedroom, and I find the bedrooms are a little bit small on these models. There's a lot of space in the living areas, and I find you sacrifice a little bit of that in the bedrooms. Cochrane, beautiful house, 2300 square feet. You've got a back family room, and then that's the family room here. You've got your dining room plus a little den or a little office area. Comes in very handy. Kids' playroom it could even be. And there's your kitchen, well decorated. Loft upstairs, and you got 4 bedrooms. And that's your ensuite. And yeah, you have to put a fence in here. But beyond there, I think this home has some pretty good value at $549. I mean, last year these homes were selling for probably $530. And the last one is the Big Daddy on Derry. I don't know why this is the front shot for this house. I really don't. They dropped it down below 3 mil. It was above that before. I think it was 3.2 or 3.3. 13.7 acres, a little bit of datedness. I mean, this one's probably built maybe 10, 15 years ago. There's a cigar smoking room. There's a huge master bedroom. Beach volleyball court. You've got a golf hole. You've got a basketball court, indoor and outdoor. I don't know why they had the 2 shots there, but to me, that would be the first photo for a home like this. And yeah, you've got a movie theater inside. There's your basketball court. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I'll give you a clue. This is a local sports hero who owns this house, and you can kind of tell by the murals on the basketball court. But anyways, this is a very unique, very interesting home. It's definitely sort of the playhouse. It would be a great home for a family with lots of kids. And it's a 6-car garage, and there's just so much that this home has. 13,000 square feet of living space. You're in a different category when you're looking at a home like this, but it is a very cool, interesting, fun home. It'd be fun to rent for a weekend and just have a party with all your 100 of your closest friends. So that's the list for today. I like the fact that they're under 3 because that's a completely different story. Financing up in that range is getting harder and harder to get, so the buyer really has to come in with a big chunk of money. That's the list. Come to the buyer class on Saturday. You'll have a great time. We'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.